Hello there, YouTube. I have a friend with me. Say hello, friend.
I'm the friend,
What's your name?
Francis Joseph Nippon, the second.
This is not the friend I told you about from college. This is a friend from high school who had got in touch with me recently because he saw that I'm into pipes and cigars. He's into pipes and cigars.
By recently, he means yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday. And we have since gotten together once yesterday and again today because he got something special in the mail. What did you get? Show him what you got.
I got some Hearth and Home BlackHouse Rust blend that's supposed to be a throwback blend to an old Balkan Sobrani blend. Not the original smoking mixture, but
Something very similar.
yeah, something very similar.
So when I heard that he had got this blend, he actually just got it about half an hour ago.
Indeed.
About an hour and a half late, as it turns out. But we've been sitting around talking since 6 o'clock ish.
Smoked a little bit of
My vintage Carter Hall, which is sitting behind the camera.
It's a very good smoke, Philip.
It is. I love it. So let's get that tin cracked open and see what we think. I am smoking, incidentally, it in my 7LE 320 Ruger, because normally I smoke a blend for the first time through a cob, but I trust Russ enough that I'm gonna risk it with a briar. Just get the come on.
I must admit I have very high expectations for this.
So let's hope Russ doesn't disappoint us. Ah,
Got it?
there's the sound that we're looking for, and
What do you get at first sniff, Philip?
Latakia. First sniff, Latakia. Then some Virginia, Oriental behind that. It says there's Black Cavendish in here, but I don't smell it a lot if it is in here. I don't know what you get. Kind of a wood smoke kind of smell.
I definitely get the Latakia firsthand. Yeah, I definitely
It's
get
not
that smokiness.
it's not really a strong smell, but the Latakia is the first thing you smell in it.
I do get a little bit of sweetness.
It's
The
Virginia.
second sniff.
That's the Virginia I think I was picking up on, and then on the end of the sweetness there's a little hint of a spice.
Yes.
That'd be the Oriental. At least I think so. All right, let's get it unwrapped and see what it looks like. All right, so there's the typical sort of coffee filter type wrapper, and there's the inner paper. Does it actually say anything on it, or is it just a black piece of paper?
It's just a black piece of paper, Philip.
All right, so let's see what we got here. It's kind of a mixture of like fine ribbon to coarse ribbon in some places, but mostly fine to medium. Let's see what we got for moisture. Oh, it's really well packed in here. Moisture is, I think it's pretty much perfect the way it is. What do you think? Maybe a little bit on the dry, maybe a little dry, but perfect for me.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
And if you prefer it any other way, you can always either rehydrate it a little or dry it out a little. It's all down to personal taste. Now,
Look at that color. It's every color in the tobacco rainbow.
yeah, there's everything here from like little bright gold stuff to really super dark black stuff. Now, I'm gonna get mine loaded up here because I'm a little bit quicker with this, so I'm gonna get that out of the way.
I'm kind of new to tobacco, and I take my time.
And I've been you guys know I've been smoking for a couple of years now, so I've gotten this pretty well down to an art. All right, there's the first half of the bowl packed, and then the second half. Some people do the 3-step method. I find that I usually end up doing the 2-step method. I'm just gonna set it down here on my knee for a second.
I like to pack mine tight, so I typically go over like 3 steps, but it's still fundamentally the same for me.
Yeah. He likes his like super thick milkshake draw. I like mine somewhere between soda and the milkshake. If that makes any sense. I don't know if it does. Alright, so
It makes me a little thirsty.
feels right. Alright, for a first roll of this, that's gonna be enough for me. Alright, get this. Alright, here's hoping. Oh. Now, what pipe are you going to be smoking it in?
This is my Barricini. This is my Barricini filtered pipe. It's just a $40 pipe. It's not a bad pipe. Got a nice finish.
It's pretty and it feels well made. Which, when you get right down to it, the fact that it's well made is all you really need. Doesn't matter how expensive it is.
Yeah.
Some of my best pipes have cost less than $10.
I'm gonna pack this over the table because I don't want to spill this nice new tobacco I got.
I'm not getting I didn't get a whole lot from the charring light, but let's see if we can. Alright. First thing you taste is definitely the Latakia. And let's see what else we get here. I'm trying to get the pipe going a little bit. So definitely Latakia forefront. I think it falls pretty much the same as the tin note. It's Latakia first, then Virginia, then Oriental, and the Cavendish, if it's in here, is, well, if it says it on the tin, it's in there, but it's hiding itself for me pretty well because all I'm tasting is the Latakia, Virginia, and the Orientals. But we'll see how it pans out through the rest of the bowl. This could end up being kind of a long video, depending on how this ends up. So I'm just going to get smoking, and he's going to keep packing, and we're going to see what happens.
14 hours later.
Still packing. And by that token, I would have been like 5 pipes in by this point and asleep. So I'm getting a nice medium full body smoke. The Latakia settles down a little bit after the first few puffs, and the Virginia sort of takes a little bit of the forefront, but the Latakia is pretty darn close to it. Kind of reminds me of either the Hearth and Home Ambassadors blend or kind of McBaron Plum Cake a little bit. Yeah, this is nice. I'm really enjoying this. I could tell this is gonna. I could tell this is gonna be a good blend.
Okay, so we're back after 21 hours later. I finally got the bowl packed. I'm gonna try to light it with my Zippo under this fan.
So,
which I shall turn off the fan. And
yeah, just for this little bit. Just so you know, the light is attached to the fan, so when he turns off the fan, the light will also go out for a minute. But oh, look at that! The lights around the porch turned on. And it is kind of on the warm side out today, but where that came from.
In downstate New York.
Oh,
Technically upstate. Everything past New York City is basically upstate.
but it's been a pretty nice day. It's been hot for the last few. It's like 90 degrees in the afternoon, but I think it could probably be safe to say it's low 80s right now. Not very high humidity. So even in this long sleeve kind of sports jersey, I'm comfortable. And the room note is not quite like the taste because the spice kind of takes the forefront in the room note, which I've heard is the kind of thing that Orientals can sometimes do, is they sort of take over how it smells. But
I don't really get much on the charring light in terms of taste. I might still have a little bit of that Carter Hall left on my tongue.
yeah, yeah. When I finished my bowl of Carter Hall earlier and a Cobb, I figured out that the Cobb had burned through on me. So it's the first time that's ever happened to me. But I have like 5 others, so it's not like it really makes a big difference.
I get a sweetness when I first spark it up. Went out.
Yeah, it keeps changing on me. Sometimes a lot of Kia takes the forefront. Sometimes this is Virginia, and sometimes very briefly the Oriental will take the forefront, but not for very long.
Well, I relit it.
All right, I do not regret putting this in my 7 Ellie.
How is it?
I like it. Initially, I like it, but I'll let you know what my thoughts are as the bowl kind of goes on. Hmm.
Very early, I am getting that Latakia you said you got, but I'm getting it very lightly.
Yeah, mine keeps switching around. Like I said, like right now, I am getting a little bit more of the Virginia, and I can kind of taste if there is with the little bit of Cavendish that there is in here. The the smell I'm getting, because usually my opinion of the room note can sometimes be a little bit off because I don't generally sit around with someone who is smoking the same blend as me, so I don't really get a whole lot of room note. But the note I'm getting from him is definitely a tobacco smell, but it's not obtrusive, and it's actually kind of pleasant, at least from a pipe tobacco smoker's perspective. I'm not sure how other people might feel.
Would you say it's kind of a light smell?
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can definitely smell that there is smoke going on in the room, but not enough for it to really be like in your face. Not, but I'm not certain how that would pan out in an enclosed space. If you were like saying in like a smoking den somewhere. again, it's changing on me. Now it kind of has like a Mississippi River kind of a like a almost a sweetened tea kind of flavor to it.
Right now, I'm getting a real tang from it. Like it came out of nowhere and just kind of like punched my tongue a little bit.
Hmm.
A really nice taste from that tang too.
Yeah, after that first few puffs, I think mine is starting to kind of balance out a little bit. All the flavors are starting to kind of meld into one cohesive taste.
I can taste the Latakia forefront, but I think I can also taste a little bit of the Virginia, and it's a very nice combination.
Mm-hmm. Like some blends, they sometimes can stay two very distinct flavors. I'm not getting that really with this. That you could tell that there's the two things in it, but they're blending together quite nicely.
It tastes very mild to me. Something that I would smoke every day.
I'm not I'm not certain about that, but it's by no means like the fullest flavored smoke I've ever had. It's maybe like a medium. I'm getting like a medium, like to low full, but definitely a medium. Like on this range, I'm talking like Orlick Golden Slice or something like Carter Hall is on the medium. It's on no, it's on the mild end of stuff, and something like maybe I don't know, Plum Cake or Nightcap, that would be on the full end. This is somewhere in the middle.
I'm starting to get a little bit of nicotine, but not much.
I could tell that this is not going to be like a mild nicotine blend. I could tell it's going to have a little bit of an oomph to it, but I don't think it's going to knock me flat. At least I hope it isn't.
From what I've smoked so far, I feel the same way.
Kind of like those Corona cigars we had last night. There's a little bit of strength in them, but not enough to make it green.
I don't know. When I got home, I felt like I was knocked on my ass a lot. Like I was really feeling like a kick to the head. But I just started smoking, so that may be the reason.
Yeah, when I did feel sort of a little bit of the waveriness when after I first finished the cigar, but after about half an hour or so, I was back to normal. Um, in other news, Windows 10 came out today, and I updated my computer with it. So my initial thoughts on that is it's a pretty looking operating system, and it works better than 7 or 8.1. And I love the fact that they did away with that stupid start menu that they had on 8.1 and went back to the one that just like pops up from the corner. For some reason, on my laptop, Cortana doesn't seem to work quite as well, but that may just be because I haven't been using her for very long on this device. The Windows Phone here, um, it works very well on this, and apparently the Windows 10 update for that will be coming out sometime later this year. Because the Windows 10 manages to be the level of PC friendly and touch friendly that neither 7 nor 8.1 quite managed. The 8.1 is very touchscreen friendly, but not so much with like a desktop or a laptop. And the Windows 7 is very desktop friendly. but not so much with the touchscreen. This combines the best of both worlds.
I've never actually used Windows 8. I just stick with Windows 7. When I get a new laptop, I, of course, will have Windows 10.
And I like how, even if you were to still buy an 8.1 device, within like the next 2 years, you can get the Windows 10 upgrade for free.
Philip, do you know why I went from Windows 8 to Windows 10?
Because they wanted to distance themselves from the mistakes that they made in 8, so they put another number in between. It's a weird psychology thing, but
Really? I heard it was there's something in their programming when they changed from Windows 98 to Windows Vista. They all their previous programming just had like 9 in it, so they didn't bother changing it. So if they made this Windows 9, it would reference stuff in its programming back to Windows like 95 and 98.
oh, so it
And you'd
causes
have
glitches and stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't hear that part before, but I'm getting a little bit of like clicking at the bottom of my bowl, but that might just be because I have like a piece of tobacco that's like over the draft hole and it's just sort of flicking back and forth. It's not really a problem, but
I can't tell what I'm tasting, but I can't really put my finger on it, but I really like the taste.
yeah. After the first couple puffs on it, all the flavors have sort of melded together into one very, very pleasant taste.
If I said absolutely no tongue burn, or like very little, I hardly notice it.
I'm not getting any tongue bite either. There was a little bit when I first started, but that's just because I had like a flame going through the pipe. So, but now that it's actually going, I'm not getting any bite to it at all, which is par for the course with a rust blend.
And I'm puffing on this pretty hard, and
Yeah. You seem to be puff a bunch of really quick puffs, and I puff quite a few really quite drawn out puffs. So I feel that we're getting a pretty fair representation of if you're going to get tongue bite, you're going to get it one of these ways.
I don't really feel anything. I feel a little bit of dryness, if anything, in the back of my throat, and just a little bit of tingle on my tongue.
Which again might just be due to the fact that you're a newer smoker.
Possibly. I hear a little bit of clicking in it, like in your pipe. It sounds kind of like a taser to me, like that
Yeah, that kind
electrical vibration kind of thing you get from a taser.
like the kind of spark that you get from two poles of an electrode.
Now I'm getting the kind of taste I would from a Virginia.
Yeah. I think mine has gotten past the point where you can really where it really stop where it's really shifting around a lot.
It's definitely a good flavor journey.
Mm-hmm. It could also be because that used to be your Virginia pipe, so
yeah, that's a good point.
It'll taste a little bit more like Virginia. Mind if I borrow a pipe cleaner for a second?
Oh, sure.
That clicking is kind of driving me up the wall. It's not affecting how it's smoking. It's just sounds like now that he says it sounds like a taser. That's all I can. That's all I can hear. Thank you.
But it is a rather nice blend.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if I can get rid of this little whatever it is in the.
And from what I can smell, it smells pretty nice.
It does smell pretty nice. All right. Yeah, that should solve it pretty well. Just get a little bit of stuff I brought back up with it. Oh yeah, that solved it. I might have to relight it now, but oh yeah, whatever it was probably just like a little piece of tobacco flapping over the draft hole. Is it just me or does the display look a little dark to you?
Yeah, it does look a little dark. Let me
We could probably afford to turn the fan back on.
let me tamp this and make
once
sure
you're done
it's
with
still.
that.
Yeah.
I will say, the mine is staying lit pretty well. You can come back to it when.
Well, I tamped down pretty hard because I really like my draw really solid and thick.
Like thick milkshake thick. Ooh. I'm getting that kind of thing where if you drink like a carbonated beverage while you're smoking a pipe, you kind of get that tingly feeling in your mouth.
I'll go turn on the light.
Yeah, because all I can see right now is the. No, there. All I could see was the yard behind us.
Right now, I'm getting a I'm still getting that zing I was getting earlier. It's kind of changing back to a little more of a zingy.
Yeah. I do kind of get like a top kind of like something zingy to it, but mostly it's a pretty well rounded. Mm. Might also just be kind of I'm getting an aftertaste from the Diet Dew that I have going over there. Yeah, none of the flavors are really quite standing out to me at this point. I think the only one that I can really kind of pick out of the others, I think the Zing might be kind of the Oriental, starting to pick up a little bit. It's not producing like the copious billows of smoke that it was at the beginning.
Yeah, same.
But I'm still getting a good amount of flavor out of it.
And the smell is staying very pleasant.
Mm-hmm.
The flavor feels very clean. It doesn't feel dirty at this point. It definitely doesn't feel chemically.
No. I wouldn't expect it to with how well Russ does it.
I'm going to hazard a pronunciation of his last name. Ouliette.
Russ Olet.
Just Olet. That was my
I
second
think
guess.
I think that's the right way to say it. in case you couldn't tell, we're both fans of the work that Russ does.
This is actually my first Rust blend, and it's very good.
I've had a few other of the Hearth and Home series, and all of them have been good. Um, and as with anything, it's always down to personal taste. But even the ones like that weren't quite to my personal taste, like the eggnog that I got a little while ago, or the Virginia Spice, they're both still really good blends, just not to my liking really.
I'm starting to taste a little more of the Virginia again. Of course, it may. Once again, this was a pipe I smoked only Virginias in, so I might be getting that flavor in.
And it's a big pipe, and he was telling me like he can only ever get halfway through before he'd have to set the pipe down and come back to it at some point. So he just got along with this a Chacombe little bulldog that he was going to put Englishes through, but I seem to have convinced him to put Virginias through it.
It's a quality looking pipe.
I've never actually seen a Chacombe like up close and personal before, but it is a quite well made pipe. The bowl is on the small side, which is what you'd want for a Virginia. But the stem is flush. There are no blemishes to speak of. It's like a nice natural finish. And I did check on Pipes and Cigars earlier before I came here, and the BlackHouse is back in stock.
Really?
Yeah.
I got my batch off smokingpipes.com along with my Chacombe Bulldog. I believe it's called an Elite. I can't remember the model number though.
It's probably on the box over here. Hang on a second. Pardon my reach. Elite number 638. You want to show it off?
Oh yeah, sure.
The packaging is nicer than any of the pipes I've gotten. Then again, most of the pipes I've gotten are state pipes, so the packaging is gone by then. Came in a nice
little green sock.
The reveal. So you can see it is kind of on the small side, just like as a point of reference. Here's his Chacombe, and here's my 7Ellie. And this is a pretty a pretty big sized pipe, but this is a really nice pipe for having never seen one before. But looks nice, looks well made.
It seems like something I'd really like to clench because it's nice and light. Like this is a very light pipe. This one, even without the tobacco in it, is much heavier.
And like that one compared to the 7Ellie, they're very similar in size. That one might have a little slightly taller bowl, but this one's a little more squat.
Does the thicker size of the bowl, the larger diameter, does that strengthen the strength of the tobacco like it would a cigar?
It can. It'll give you a little bit more. I find that it can give you a little bit more flavor, and sometimes can make the tobacco burn a little slower. But it all depends on what kind of blend you're smoking through it. With the Virginia, you can get the same flavor pretty much no matter what pipe you smoke it from. But with a smaller bowl, you usually get the amount that you want. and they tend to burn better in a slightly more chimney-shaped bowl.
I'm looking very forward to breaking this in over the next few days. It's a very nice, small-sized pipe. I usually don't smoke that much. Again, I'm a
Relatively
beginner.
new, yeah.
Yeah. I've only been smoking for less than a month.
But he has he has started off well. He was showing me off his compared to mine a small but good stash. He actually showed me a new tin of Orlick that he got, and I could say for certain now that the new Orlick is very different from the old Orlick that I have. It's a much lighter color, a lot closer to the um, Dunhill Virginia Flake than it is to the old Orlick. Because the new one has sort of like a lemon citrus kind of smell to it. The old one is more of a wheat cereal grain kind of smell.
Have you ever shown your collection on your blog?
Um, I think early on, before my collection was very big, I showed off some of the stuff that I had. And I think I've shown pretty much everything that I have in at least one video, but never just in one single definitive video. Because my thing about my collection is that it changes so quickly that it's kind of hard to keep up, or at least with videos. At least I do keep um, a log of all the stuff that I have in Excel.
That's a good practice for a businessman. I can see why um, everyone says you're really good at business.
It for some reason it just never occurred to me to do that. That is what I'm majoring in at college now. Oh, fuck off, mosquitoes. You would think with the smoke that they wouldn't bother us, but
Yeah, I'm getting like bugs just dive bombing me from the sky.
it just bit me on the ankle.
That would be a good name for a rock band. Bit me on the ankle.
Yeah, I thought something for a rock band would something more along the lines of just bite me. Bite me on the ankle is kind of a little bit specific. I might have to slow down a little bit on this because I'm getting a little bit of a not much, but a little bit of a bite on it. But that might just be because I've been really freight training it.
I'm enjoying the lack of a strong kick of nicotine.
Yeah, yet to be determined because I'll let you know at the end if it has a good kick to it because I might be starting to feel it a little bit.
I'm looking into the bowl, and this is one of the nicest ashes I have seen.
It is burning very evenly.
It's got a nice white ash.
Yeah, for the most part, it's like there's a little bit of like black around the edges, but that might just be a little bit from from the bowl itself that I'm smoking. Now the room note I'm finding is kind of shifting a little more towards the sweet end of things.
I just got a big tang, like a strong kick. Seems to, well, it makes sense. I'm relighting it.
You know, I just kind of got the same thing too. I'm only about halfway through this bowl, so if this does end up being a high strength kind of blend, I'm gonna start finding out pretty soon. But you know what? kind of feel bad about this, but I think I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to take a looky-see here at tobacco reviews to see what other people have said about the strength. Oh, I'm not connected. Easy good. Reconnect to the internet. Connect. All right.
I've seen the tobacco reviews on it. I can't really remember them, but I know it got a really high rating, if I remember correctly. So, we'll see what you find.
Black
House.
House. All one word.
Reminds me of that old
No
song.
matching blends. Well, maybe two separate words then. Black House. There we go.
What'd you get?
Hearth at Home Marquee. Overall 3.6 stars.
So, really, really good.
Balkan mixture. Yeah, this is the one we're looking for. Alright. Says strength medium. And there's, let's see, 3 people rated it as mild, 3 rated it as mild to medium, 30 rated it as a medium, 11 rated it as a medium to strong, 3 rated it as a strong, and 2 rated it as a very strong.
So the majority is medium?
Yeah. Medium leaning towards medium strong. So, alright. Cheaty Doodle's over.
One last thing. I did see, when I could, most people thought it didn't have a flavoring top note, and I totally agree.
Yeah, there's no flavoring top note on this at all.
It tastes like natural tobacco.
Yeah. Which I find impressive about a lot of Russ's blends is that he is all over the spectrum with his stuff. He does straight Virginias, he does Balkans, he does English, he does aromatics, and they all turn out well.
This is the first one I've tasted, but I have looked at the other blends, and he's
prolific.
Many. Yeah, and most people seem to agree that most of them are good.
Yeah, like any blender, he'll occasionally have a dud, but I haven't had one yet. But then again, there are so many of them that I'd be kind of hard pressed to find one in that many.
I want to try his caramel apple pie, Hearth and Home. That sounds like it'd be an interesting flavor.
Yeah.
Or his apple fritter monthly blend.
Yeah, I haven't actually tried any of his monthly blends yet. Most of them have been aromatics. I think all of them actually have been aromatics. I'm not exactly the biggest aromatic fan of the world, but if it's a Russ blend, I might be willing to try it at some point.
I'll have anything that tastes good.
That's my general rule too. If it tastes good, I'll smoke it. Because there are some people who consider themselves kind of a tobacco snob. And while I do think that I can pick out a lot of the characteristics of a tobacco pretty well, so long as it's a well-made blend, I don't really much care what style it is.
Yeah, I've seen his collection. It has everything. It's literally all over the place. So what I can tell from your collection is you'll try anything.
I'll try anything
at least once.
And to date, I don't think I've really ever had a blend that I've truly hated. But I might have had one, but I don't think I'm remembering right now. I was kind of unimpressed by CAO's Eileen's Dream. It wasn't bad, but it just didn't have really anything special to it to me. I'm getting a fair bit of sweetness now. The Latakia has sort of gone pretty far into the background now.
Yeah, I'm starting to lose the Latakia, and I'm starting to get a sweetness, as well, but still a bit of a tang. I feel like I'm
Yeah,
tasting the Orientals.
there's a little bit of the Oriental kind of taste to it. Because it's interesting because earlier the Oriental was kind of a spicy back note,
Yeah,
but now the Oriental is taking on the sort of the other kind of characteristic that it has, like the kind of a tang kind of taste, which I would also kind of normally associate with a little bit of Perique.
it's starting to feel mellow to me.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Definitely mellowing.
I still haven't changed my opinion on it.
I still
I still
I
like it to
I
really
still
like
really
it.
like it. Yeah.
It's not like some tobaccos I've tasted where it's gotten kind of bad.
Yeah, some of them can get just sort of like bitter and funky towards the end.
And while it has changed flavor,
It stayed a good flavor.
yeah, it feels the same.
Yeah, still a good quality blend.
I'm starting to really get bit up by these mosquitoes.
Yeah, I get the feeling that if we hadn't turned the fan on, it would have been worse by this point.
Yeah. This isn't his like regular place. This isn't around like his home or
No,
at the campus. This is my house now. I live deep in the country.
it's like a 15-20 minute drive to get out here on some really kind of in some places sketchy roads. I mean, they're all pretty well maintained, but there's a lot of like blind corners and blind rises. And it's actually kind of close to a campground where we used to have a trailer. But we don't have the trailer or the spot at the campground anymore. So how long have you lived here?
16 years.
16 years. So all this time I was coming up to the campground without knowing that you were within walking distance.
Yeah, and this is deep in the country. Nothing is within walking distance. Except the farm behind my house, I suppose.
It's amazing how you can go like just a few blocks from my house, and it's amazing how quickly it turns from kind of dense city to open farmland like that. I am kind of starting to feel the strength pick up a little bit,
For
but
me, it's just a tad.
it's enough to notice, but not enough I think to make me nauseous.
Yeah.
It's not a nightcap by any stretch of the means.
So far, I've smoked about a little over halfway, I would say.
I think I'm about at that point too. I'm almost at the bottom of the bowl in mine.
But for me, it's a very light. If I do feel it, it's very light.
Yeah,
When I get when I start feeling that strong tobacco
like the head
nicotine,
rush kind of thing.
like the head rush, I start singing. Usually it's Chantilly Lace, and I only know like 2 lines, so
It's bad because if because if this does end up being stronger, I might have to go for some sugar to get rid of the buzz.
whether I'm feeling that nicotine rush or not, I feel like some sugar anyway.
Bugs.
Bugs. It's a good thing I realized, hey, I have a lit lighter in my hand. Better put that out before wiping away the bugs.
Yeah.
Near my hair.
Otherwise, this would have turned into a swear fest.
Or stuff filled.
All of a sudden, you see him catch on fire next to me. Pipe smoking a little hot over there? Oh, mine has gone out. And you know what? I think I'm gonna call it at this point. Because I don't think there's anything left there. Oh, yep, nothing. I had smoked it all the way down to the heel.
I still got a bit left.
Wow, that's impressive, because I got it right down to the bottom of the bowl. And it didn't get bitter, it didn't get weird. It just sort of finished out on a sweet note. So yeah, I don't think it's going to end up being that strong for you. It's definitely on the medium side of things, but
I feel like if I was going to get a big rush, I would have gotten at least.
You would have gotten it by now.
Yeah.
And the taste is still kind of lingering in my mouth, and it's quite pleasant. So yeah, it's a solid blend. The mild to medium on the taste. Sometimes it's full, but
For
very
me,
briefly.
I still feel like it's a little on the more mild side, but it's not a straight mild blend.
Yeah. It fluctuates throughout the smoke. So sometimes it's mild, sometimes it'll go medium, and very briefly it would go to full, but not for very long. Maybe a puff or two.
When I think mild, I think the Orlick Golden Sliced or
Yeah.
Captain Black Original.
Yeah, it never got quite that mild for me.
Yeah,
but
same.
Yeah, I do not regret my decision to put that through my best pipe. Not that I really had much choice at this point with my cob having burned out, but it might just be because I kept it in the glove box in my car and never really let it dry out quite enough. Well. I guess I'll just have to get one with one of the wooden bottoms to it. Maybe a nice country gentleman or something.
You're 20 now, right?
Yes. He actually graduated a year before I did, but we're only a couple months apart in birthdays. When you turn 21?
Less than a month. August 24th.
Yeah, December 29th for me.
To me, it was always kind of a pain having a birthday on August 24th because all my friends always turned like the year earlier. Most of my friends have like birthdays in April, June, even July. Many of them even have it earlier. March.
And my birthday is right between Christmas and New Year's Day. So I usually either don't get presents on my birthday or I get a little bit more on Christmas. But the nice thing is that because where my birthday falls, it's always been on a break. So I didn't have to worry about going to school on my birthday.
Same. August 24th is always before 2 weeks before regular school would have started, and a week or so or a few days before college starts. And Binghamton usually starts about a week. I think or a few days afterwards. Most colleges.
I think I actually have the date that Corning starts in my calendar. So no, let's see, July, August, 24. Classes start for the fall semester on August 24th in Corning. and they're over with by the 12th
Oh yeah,
for
that
summer.
August 24th is on a Monday this year. For me, Binghamton starts on the 28th. Well,
So
actually,
Friday.
it starts the Monday afterwards, but move-in day is August 28th.
And when I went to Fredonia, I always went in on moving day because there's usually people around to help you move your stuff in.
Yeah.
There's sometimes like events on campus to like meet other people. Just set that down there.
He actually goes to my alma mater. I went to Corning for 2 years before I started going to Binghamton University.
Which is what I should have done in the first place.
You want to transfer to Binghamton?
No, I should have gone to Corning in the first place.
Oh.
I don't really regret going to Fredonia, but it would have just been smarter to go to Corning.
Corning for me was okay to good, but I really like Binghamton. Well, I had a really good situation. I had a suite made for 6 people, and by the end of September, 4 people moved out, so I had a room meant for 2 to myself and one other person
nice.
in the suite. So we had a bathroom between 2 people.
Oh wow!
And then second semester, another person moved in, but it was only 3 people to that bathroom as opposed to 6 to one bathroom.
That's real nice. I was in a hallway suite. No, not a hallway suite. A hallway dorm for both of my years at Fredonia. So there were about 20 or so people to a bathroom, but they were fairly well sized bathrooms, and the people in my hallways were usually pretty good about keeping them clean. The little bit of strength that I had just a little while ago has already subsided, so don't really have to worry about the vitamin N too much.
This is the whitest ash I've ever gotten from a tobacco.
It burns really well and very evenly. Because normally I get to just about the bottom of the bowl, and it starts getting warm and weird. But this one I smoked right down to the heel, and it stayed good right to the bottom. And that's a mark of the good blend. It's not the be all end all. Like I don't really care if I have to dump a little bit of dottle out, but this is good. I might actually have to get some for myself. Now, how much did you pay for this on smoking pipes?
$10.
$10. It's totally worth the $10 in my opinion. And I would be curious to see how this ages.
Yeah, I agree.
Since the flavors are already pretty well melded together.
Bugs. Sorry, I'm kind of afraid of bugs. I'm a biologist who's afraid of bugs.
They don't really bother me up until they're like biting me or attacking me.
I actually think I've gotten straight to the bottom of the bowl.
What the hell is that? Near your arm.
Get it off, get it off, get it off. Jeez.
It was like this big.
Yeah, it's in my hair.
Flying.
It's in my hair.
No, it's gone.
Yeah, it's back. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go?
It didn't look like anything that had hurt you. It's just a big weird bug. Oh, I know what it is. It's just a moth.
So today I was taking a shower, and when I got out of the shower and wiped off my eyes, I looked back into the shower and see a dead Daddy Longlegs on the bottom of the shower floor.
Flower shore. It's I guess one of those kind of moments you're like, well, how long was that there?
I was taking a shower with a spider.
This video is just about to wrap up at an hour long. So,
oh, jeez.
Even though you're not quite done with your pipe yet, I think it's about time to wrap up the video.
Actually, I think I've smoked it all the way through.